Hey, what's up? How y'all doing? Welcome back to my channel today. Today I'm going to go over just something kind of real simple. I saw it one time on one of the videos, and I thought I really liked that, so I'm going to kind of share that with you guys and let you see what it is. This is a depth gauge for material thickness, is what I have here. You got different thicknesses going down. You start out at 2.1 and you go down to 2.9 millimeters. So that's going to be to be able to check your thickness of your material. So let's say you have your piece of plywood, and you want to know how thick you want to make your slots and tabs. Couldn't get that out. So you know this is 3 millimeters. You can get your caliber, and you can use your caliber, and it's going to say it's 2.9 millimeters. And that's going to be 3.1 millimeters. You know, everywhere you check, it's always going to be a little bit different. There's 3.3. But instead of using your calibers, you don't always have to use that. If you're looking for a tighter fit, with the calibers, it's going to tell you what that is, loosely. But if you get something like this and you make something like this, you're going to be able to actually get a friction fit, a real tight fit on that. And that's going to allow you to not have to use glue so much. You can still use the glue with it. I still do use glue a lot of times, but you don't always have to. You can actually use this and just have friction fit. And you can use your little hammer, and you can kind of bang them all together and get them all nice and tight. But today I'm going to show you how you can design this. If you look right here, we're going to start out at the 2.9. Look how loose that is. You go to the 2.8, a little bit tighter, but still a little bit too loose. Nothing's going to hold with that. You're definitely going to need glue. You go up to the 2.7, it's getting a little bit tighter. 2.6, it's, of course, getting a little bit tighter. So the more you go up, the tighter it is going to get. Let me move it to this corner here. 2.5. Now you're starting to get your friction that you want to have with it, your friction fit. If you go to 2.4, that's pretty snug. 2.3, it's getting a whole lot more snugger. So you can actually use this to be able to get your friction fit, to be able to make your coaster holders. I made a whole pile of these about a year ago or so, but I didn't use this method for that. I wish I would have, because I'd use glue, and it was just more of a pain to try to get them. I mean, they're solid, they're not going anywhere, but you can get it a whole lot nicer. So a whole lot tighter, where you don't maybe have to use the glue if you don't want to. But we're going to jump into Lightburn. I'm going to show you how you can design this and how you can get them to go. This one is going to be for the 3 millimeter. This one was for the 2 millimeter. So you can make them for 3, 2, 4, 5. Whatever thickness material you have, you can actually make these. So we're going to jump into Lightburn, and we're going to take a look at that. So let's go ahead and jump into Lightburn real quick. And in Lightburn, you see this is the file that I was showing you. This is that slate coaster holder I was just showing you. I got this file off another fella. I can't remember what his name was, but it's a free file he gave out. So I downloaded it and did it. If you take a look, it's 3 millimeters, 3.0 millimeters all the way around. So anywhere you check, it's going to be 3.0 millimeters. Now, like I was showing you with the friction fit with this other gauge here, you don't want to do it at 3 millimeters. You want to do it at, probably, if you're looking at real tight, you probably want to do it around 2.4 or maybe 2.5. That's probably what you're looking for. So going into it, you can go ahead and you can change all these tabs and slots and tabs. You can change them all to 2.5, and you'll get a nice friction fit. So this is just a good way to be able to get it to where you don't have to. If you don't want to use glue, you don't have to. You can still use the CA glue and the activator and spray it. And I still do, even though it's tight, because I don't want it to back off. Plywood, the pieces, they do kind of come off over time. You keep moving it, and eventually it will end up breaking off without that, without the glue on it. But we're going to go ahead in Lightburn, and we're going to design that right now. So in Lightburn, Let me get this, move this off to the side. And you can make these to whatever size you want to have them. I think I had mine, it was like something like 102 millimeters. So I'm just going to draw a box and hit my selector tool, and I'm going to change that to 102, tab 102. I'm going to make that a perfect box at 102, which comes to, what is it, 4.0157 inches. So we're going to start with that. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to hit your little A, and you're going to come in here and you're going to, let's make that just a little bit smaller. We'll make that right about there. We're going to put, click on it, depth. Let me zoom this in so I can see. Let me change that font. Okay. Depth, gauge for material thickness. And we're going to put in there 3 millimeters because that's the one we're going to be working on. Okay. Now, we're going to obviously make that a little bit smaller to be able to fit inside here. All right. We're going to put that on a blue layer so it is engraved. Now, the other thing that you got to do, you got to set up, let's see, you got to set up your slots going across. So if you're looking at it, you got all your slots going across here. You want them all to be set up for that. So we're gonna start by just making a box going across here. It doesn't have to be the right height or even the right width, but we're gonna go ahead and hit the selector tool. I'll leave it, yeah, we'll make it just a little bit wider. And that's probably too wide that way. Let's go ahead and stop right there. Now we're gonna make that 2.1 millimeters high. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and click on it, and I'm gonna click the array. And I'm gonna put 10 columns, I think. And we want to reverse direction, 10 columns. What is that set up? Random. We do not want random. All right, let's go ahead and do the padding of it. Let's shrink that down to fit inside of this box. Now that's going to be too, we can go a little bit wider. So let's go 6. Let me see what 6 looks like. 6 is too much. So let's do 5.5. That should be fine right there. All right, now you have it set up. You got it in the reverse direction. If you had it the other way, it would put it to the top. But if you click the reverse direction, it's going to go down. That is how we want to have it. Then we're going to click OK. Now we need to change each one of these boxes. We know the first one is. Let's ungroup it. We know the first one is 2.1. So now we want to make this next one 2.2. And we want to make the next one, and it's just going to be repetitive. And the last one is going to be 3. All right, so now we have our different boxes set up to how we want to have it. Now the other thing we want to do here is we're going to hit the A again. I'm going to click right there. I'm going to make it just a little bit smaller again. It might be too small. So let's go 4. Let's see what 4 looks like. Yeah, let's do 4. All right, so we're going to put the first one as 2.1. Hit OK. And let's get that 2.1 about where we want to see it. Right about there. Now, actually, we can hold that. Then we can hit select and then click that one. And then we can make sure it is centered up and down evenly there. Now, we're going to click the 2.1 array. and we're going to put 10. Now, we already know it's going to be too long, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to shrink the Y. Oh, wrong way. Let's make it 5. Nope. 4.5, too little. 4.7, we'll do, let's go 4.6. Yep, perfect. And let's go ahead and hit OK. Now, first one is, ungroup it again. The first one is 2.1. Next one's going to be, let's hit the A. I'm sorry about that. 3.0. Now we can let's hit selector tool again, and let's bring it back just a little bit to get that line up. That should be good right there. Okay. Now you want to go back and make sure that these are what they are. Click on that one. It is 2.1. You see it right here. 2.2, 2.3, 2.4, 2.5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 3. So there you go. You got it. Now, the other thing we want to do, I'm not sure what happened to our box. I must have deleted our box. Let's go ahead and just put another box here. And we'll leave it at that. That'll be fine. Yeah, we'll leave it at that. I think I had a 102, I think is what I had it. Let's see what that looks like. And you can make this whatever size you want. There is no right size or wrong size. You make it to whatever size you want to have it. All right, let's go ahead and, because it'll drive me nuts if I don't. Let's group this. Now let's control, select the outer one, and let's bullseye it in the middle. Otherwise, that's just going to drive me nuts. Okay, so there it is. That's it. The next one you want to do, you can just leave it how you have it. Excuse me. Then you can put change this to 2 millimeters, change it to 5 millimeters, and then you can just go through and you can just change all these settings, all of what you have. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go ahead and cut one of these out on the Burn Lab, and let's go ahead and try it. And I do have a scrap piece here, so let's put that scrap piece up on here. Get my magnets. My wood is definitely warped. I didn't have stuff on top of it to keep it down, but that's okay. It'll be fine. All right. Now let's turn our power onto it and connect it to it. All right. What I'm doing now is I'm just trying to get the machine connected up because I use the same cable for my my Jimitsu Reno, the CNC machine. I broke the other one by walking it around my leg, and I broke it because I didn't have my cords right. So now I got to use this one for both machines, and it works fine. Let's go back here to the laser machine. And let's see if that's the one we need. And that is. Okay, so now it is homing my machine over. You can see it did home and over. And what I'm going to do is I am going to put this down towards the bottom, because that's where my material is. And let's see if I home it. Actually, let's go ahead and see how far off I am. That actually looks pretty darn good. I'll just shift this down just a hair. Perfect. And let me go ahead and frame it. Let me swap cameras here. Let's go ahead and frame it. Perfect. Oh, I do see something I did forget. So let's do that real quick. You want to have a circle here so you can hang it up on a nail. That's what these circles here are for. If you look, I have these little circles in it. This way you can hang it right on the nail, right on the wall, and you'll be good to go. So let's just go ahead and hit a circle. And hold shift to make it a perfect circle. And put that right roughly there. Now the other thing I want to do is I want to make my numbers. Ungroup it. I want to make my numbers, the thickness. I want to put that on the blue layer also. Okay. Now, what is my cut settings for it? Remember, if you didn't see my last video or one of my last videos, you need to go check it out. It's setting up cuts and layers. And it has all to do with doing material libraries. So we're going to go into the material library, look for the plywood, 3 millimeter. That'll be close enough. We'll do cutout. I didn't need to double click it. Didn't mean to. And then click. Nope. I want the red to be the cutout. All right. Now we got that selected. Now we can hit assign. And that's going to assign that to it. Now let's go ahead and click the blue. Let's click all the blue. And let's go ahead and set that to engrave, 3 millimeter engrave. We're going to do we'll do a medium engrave and click assign for that. Now, what do we have? We have 340 and then 12,085% power. That should be perfect. Now, all we got to do, come here to laser. Oh, another thing, make sure that I did, that I do set the height for my modular. There we go. Now we got her. I'm going to put that on. And let's go ahead and laser. Let's send it. And let's go ahead and stop it real quick, because the first thing you want to do, make sure you got your engrave first. I had to cut first. So let's go back and hit start. Put my glasses on. Make sure she's going right. Should be good to go. All right, perfect. So I'm going to take it off the honeycomb right now. Let's see what we got. And there she is. Cut it perfect. Probably could have went just a little bit quicker, but that's all right. I'd much rather have it come out right than have that little bit extra speed on it. So, but that's it right there. Perfect. All right, so swap here. And like I was showing you, what you're looking at is you just take your material and you put it up inside there, and you know what the thickness is that you want to have. And every time you go up, it's going to get tighter and tighter. So, I mean, I can shove it in that 2.1, a little bit too much. 2.2, 2.3, same. You know, you can get your right of which one it is you're looking for. See, the 3 is just too loose, but if you're using glue and you didn't care, that'd be fine. 2.9 is just a little bit too much. 2.8, probably 2.7 or 2.6. If I'm looking for a tight fit, would probably be what I'm looking for. But that's it. Easy. And you have these for all the materials that you have. This is the 3.0. Like I said, 3 probably you're never going to use. 2.1 you're probably not going to use. But if you're looking for real tight, where you have to hammer that in and you have to really get that in, you're looking somewhere in there around 2.2, 2.3. So 2.1, that's really tight. And every side is going to be a little bit different. So now these being made out of wood, eventually they're going to get a little bit soft in there. So, you know, you might have to redo one again here. But I've been using one for a while now, and it does real well. You can get your caliber out. It's going to tell you what it is. 2.99 right there. You know, you go ahead and you do your slots and tabs. You change it to 2.9. Next thing you know, it's real loose. Where you use this gauge, it's going to allow you to be able to get them real tight. So that's how it works. Now I have 2 of them. That's okay. But that's all it is. That's it. It's as basic and simple as that. You make these for your 2mm. You make these for your 3mm. You make these for your 5mm. Whatever it is you're using, you make them for it, and then you just hang them up on a wall, and then you have them for whatever you need to, you know, cut out a piece of material. You know what your finger joints are going to be with it. You know how tight it's going to be by doing that. So that's it. I hope you guys got something out of this. If you did, give me a like, subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate that. It takes a lot to come up with these videos, you guys know. And it's a lot of fun doing it, but I also want to get my channel to grow more. So if I can get you to give me a thumbs up and a like and just click it, go ahead and click it. Click the subscribe. Give me a subscribe. If you watched all the way to the end here, you got to see it. You got to see the machine cut it out. And I think that's going to be about it for today. But I appreciate you guys staying as long as you did. Go ahead and hit those thumbs and likes, and look forward for my next content coming out. Share the video with other folks too. Just look for my next one coming out tomorrow. I might try to do one with some of the boxes. You know, just seeing how you can use that gauge to be able to get it tight, so you can use a hammer to bang them together. And I might try to do that tomorrow. So we'll see how things go. But that's it for today. I appreciate y'all. Thank you much, and have a good day.